6, Katrina Shanks.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Justice, what changes is she making to improve the family court?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, today I have announced plans to reform the family court, which will focus on supporting parents and families to resolve their family disputes independently and help modernise the family court to make it more efficient, effective and responsive. We know that if at all possible, it's best to keep some family matters out of court, but especially when children are involved. Our changes put the needs of children and vulnerable people first.
Katrina Shanks.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. How will family court changes improve the focus on children and vulnerable parties?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Speaker, we know that court proceedings can have a harmful impact on children. We want to minimise that harm. A new family dispute resolution service will include free access to the highly regarded Parenting Through Separation course, which helps families cope with the emotional upheaval of a domestic dispute. We are creating a fast track for urgent cases and better supporting victims of domestic violence with improved treatment programs, an increased maximum penalty for breaching a protection order and recognition of economic abuse as a form of psychological abuse.
Katrina Shanks.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Why are changes to the family court needed?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, earlier this year, judges, lawyers and counsellors raised serious concerns about how the court currently operates, including long delays and lack of focus on children and vulnerable parties. Our new Family Disputes Resolution Service will see about 4,000 fewer applications involving 2,000 children going to court each year for Care of Children Act cases. We are clearly putting the needs of children and vulnerable people first. People needing immediate access to court, legal representation, legal aid or court-funded counselling will get it. This is not changing. What is changing is that for some private family matters, we can help families resolve their disputes without having to go to court.
Chauvel.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Does she agree with her official's estimate that her new fee of $897 for families to access the Family Dispute Resolution Service, which will replace the existing counselling provided free of charge and without any formalities like affidavits required, will deter 1,200 families with children every year from having their problems resolved by the New Zealand Family Court?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, of course I don't agree with that advice, and I can tell the House why. Of course, this is a whole fee, as in $780 plus GST, for a hearing, or in fact a dispute resolution or mediation service. And what that actually means is that for anyone who is of low income, such as would normally get legal aid, their share will be paid for them. The other half of that share, I can tell the House, equates to about 1 hour of a lawyer's fee and is actually a very minimal cost towards what is resolving matters that, if they're allowed to go on, could cost people many hundreds of thousands of dollars ultimately.
Right.
Point of order, Chauvel.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I seek the leave of the House to table an information document provided to the public by the Minister today, which shows that $780 plus GST equals $897.
Order,
and
could
also,
I just check, this is not a press release?
No, sir, it's a Q&A put out by the Minister.
But it's put out by the Minister?
Yes, sir.
Well, this has been put out for all members.
No, sir, I don't believe it's been sent to me.
Well, I'll leave it up to the House. The member can describe it.
Thank you, sir. The second point that the Q&A document makes is that 1,200 fewer applications to the Family Court are expected per annum.
Leave us sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Supplementary question, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Is it her intention to extend the new affidavit-making process into the rest of the legal system, therefore making it easier to establish the truth, whether A, John Judge is correct when he describes the Minister as pathetic, knowing the truth and trying to blacken Mr Judge's name, or B, her, when she wrongly suggested that he wiped his computer and removed evidence about her leaked documents?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, I can tell that member that I'm not anticipating taking that action, but I can tell him that there will be far better anger management assistance for abusers in the family court from now on.
Question number 7. Leo Fa'amula Asanati Lole Taylor.